The Multi Radiance laser I've been using for about 6 months now, and I've been very pleased with it. It's very portable, it's very easy to use, it's very user friendly, and I find with the red and the blue light it really helps enhance some of my treatments quite a bit. I'm very pleased with it. It's done quite a bit for a lot of my patients. So. Is when you get into these other modalities, you'll find that sometimes these treatments work much quicker, much safer, and you get much less side effects with it. And that's the reason my practice has grown tremendously with that. I needed something a little more portable. I needed something that was super pulsed, like the Multi Radiance is, and I needed something that basically can give me a broad spectrum of treatment categories, and the Multi Radiance did have that. Okay. So that's one of the reasons I went with it, and I'm glad I did. It has been, it's paid for itself very quickly, and it's one of those issues that a lot of people say, well, I'm just a little scared of laser therapy. I think one of the things that's a big problem that a lot of veterinarians have is just basically looking outside the box a little bit. And when you're looking in integrative therapy, you have to be able to look outside the box a little bit and look at what you can do, because we can't just be dealing with patients and just be giving antibiotics and steroids all the time, because eventually, you know, what we're running into is these super bugs that basically are becoming resistant to a lot of different antibiotics. We're finding the steroids basically put a band-aid on the problem, but they don't solve the problem, and it just makes things go deeper into the body. And so when you get into integrative medicine and you're using laser therapy and all the other integrative properties, modalities that are out there, you start getting down to the root of the problem and solving the problem instead of just putting a band-aid on the problem. Absolutely. I use a lot less drugs than I used to. One of the things, like I say, a lot of the clients that are coming to me because they've tried drugs and they've tried all different types of medications and nothing has worked on them. I see a lot of allergy problems and skin problems. I see a lot of ear infections, arthritis, that they've been on a lot of different medications. I had a dog yesterday that had severe arthritis that basically they've tried every kind of pain medication so far. We had acupunctured and lasered the dog, and when the dog got done, he was just walking around. She says, I haven't seen the dog that relaxed for years now. So it makes a big difference on him too. So. My practice has gone from doing strictly traditional medicine and to doing, my practice is probably doing maybe 20% traditional medicine and the rest of it is integrated medicine, and because clients are asking for it. I live in a small rural community, and a lot of people think that because being in a small rural community that nobody would come to me. But I've got people that are being referred to me from Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York that are coming to me, and now I'm getting some from Kentucky even that are being referred to me because they've seen results. I get some specialty clinics that refer clients to me because they said we've taken them as far as we can and we don't know what else to do. And we do stem cell surgery, PRP injections, things like that also. So what happens is when you get into these other modalities, you'll find that sometimes these treatments work much quicker, much safer, and you get much less side effects with it. And that's the reason my practice has grown tremendously with that. We are growing at a very rapid pace right now. That's the reason we have to move into another clinic, because we're just running out of room in this area. So. I'm using it on skin conditions. I'm using it on injuries. I get situations where dogs have come in and been attacked and have multiple puncture wounds. I'll use that, for the infections. Any type of infection or inflammation, I'll use that where I need to have something very quick to use and very portable to use. It makes it much easier. A lot of times work around some patients when you've got a lot of pain issues or things like that going on, a lot of cables and things like that with a large class 4 type laser makes a little bit of a hindrance on things, where this makes it a little more easier to use. I think that's very important. I have a class 4 laser, and one of the concerns that I always have is basically overheating tissue. And with the Multi Radiance, I don't have any problem with that. It seems to work very, very well. So I find it works very well for the small animals. I'm still getting used to using it on the small animals, and as I'm using it more and more, I'm finding it to be more and more of an adjunct to using needles instead. So I've used it for post-op surgeries. Almost all my surgeries post-op will get a laser therapy on the surgery site, and I get very little infections on those anymore. Used to get dogs that would lick at suture sites. They're not licking at the suture sites anymore, and the lasers tends to improve the healing on these. Sometimes even they heal about a third of the time now. So I get a lot of referrals from that. I get referrals from Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Pennsylvania, New York coming to me, and these patients are ones that the owners have tried traditional medicine for quite a long time, not getting results with traditional medicine and wanting to try alternative medicine. So that's the reason I get a lot of these patients coming in, and so we'll use it on a lot of older patients, and they seem to respond very dramatically to it. So you can see it sometimes in a matter of minutes. And a lot of times after using this, their owners, you'll put the dog down on the floor, and the dog will basically take a full body shake, and it's just like, oh God, I just feel so much better, and they start walking off, you know, almost immediately, and just you can just see that they've got a lot less discomfort. So I've not seen any side effects. The biggest problem I see maybe with the class 4 is basically an untrained person using the laser and overheating tissue. And so it comes, I've never had a problem with it myself, but I also have been trained very diligently on laser therapy, and also with thermography and things like that, so I can tell whether we've got an issue where we're getting tissue overheated or not very quickly. And so when you start using these modalities and start realizing kind of the benefits that you're going to get from them, you're going to find when you do certain things with them, you'll learn that they where your limitations are on it. So absolutely, yes. And again, it's just getting them used to the handheld laser compared to the class 4 laser, because they're used to using a wand on the class 4 laser. With the Multi Radiance, I can put it in the hands of my technician, tell her what settings to put it on and where to treat, and when she gets done treating it, she'll say, come back and check it. We'll go back and check the pulses and see what's going on and see whether we need to do anything different on it and go from there. But yeah, I'm very comfortable with the technicians using it. So I haven't done it yet, but I'm considering doing it. We're in the process of moving our clinic from my facility, which is now 1,800 square feet, to moving into a new facility. It's going to be over 7,000 square feet, where we'll have an area where we bring cattle and horses in also, because I do a lot of show cattle and also horses also. And so what we'll have is a lot bigger area, and we're having another technician that we're hiring in another month that's coming in, and she is going to help us to expand this even a little bit more. So when I first started learning acupuncture, it was very difficult because we're basically taught in traditional medicine to treat every symptom out there and hope we clear up the conditions. Well, in Eastern medicine, you're taught to treat the condition, not the symptoms, and basically the symptoms disappear. And so what I find with that, in learning that, it was a much more difficult thing to get that concept across to my mind, because I had been taught so well on traditional medicine, on give them antibiotics and give them steroids and things like that to help them. And it did help, but I still wasn't getting to the root of the problem. What I'm finding now is I'm getting to the root of the problem and solving the problem, and the animal's much healthier and living much longer and with much less drugs.